You don't have to talk. Let me just teach you the art of asking questions. I've often worked with people who've had very little value in building a relationship. They usually will have some challenges in pragmatic language, and so they have trouble making friends or keeping friends or engaging in that. And at the end of the day, there's very little value or function in just having a regular conversation. But society, as a communicative whole, having that skill in developing and maintaining the conversation is crucial. And that way you can guide the conversation into whatever it is you want to ask the questions. The other area of value is going to be in our leadership. By having curiosity and the art of asking questions, we're able to see the full scope of the picture from everyone else's perspective before you actually make a decision. Work really hard to make sure I'm the last one to speak in the room and giving everyone an opportunity to share, have a voice, share their viewpoint, and contribute to the data for us to then make a decision. And when it's my turn, I ask a question, usually a clarifying question, finding out additional information to create that alignment. When it comes to building connection, communication has two purposes. One, to get what we need. I'm hungry, pass the salt, I want to go here or there, getting those needs met. The other is building relationships. And the art of asking questions helps us to build those relationships. Well, what is the art of asking questions? Let's break it down. First, it's learning how to listen. So when we engage initially in a conversation, there are different formulas that we can break out our conversations in. One, it's gonna be the greeting. Hi, how are you? Good. What'd you do this weekend? Oh, not much. Right? All of these are greeting exchanges, very common. And simply all we're doing, this formula is, I acknowledge you're here, I acknowledge you're here as well. It's an acknowledgement of our presence. Then we move into the meat or the body of the conversation, and this is where that art of asking questions comes into play. During the body of the conversation, this formula's purpose is to find common ground. What is it that we want to talk about? So I'm gonna ask a few questions, and maybe we were able to transition from, what did you do this weekend? Well, I went out to the lake. It was lovely. The weather was fine. Now, the communication partner, if they're listening, gathers information from the statement that was previously made to then ask follow-up questions. Oh, what lake did you go to? I've never been to the lake. Tell me more about what you enjoy there. Allowing the communication partner to continue to share additional information. Now, the one exercising the art of asking questions is looking and gathering data on what do we have in common, or what do I want to continue to talk about? Is there anything here that I can share a story with as well? And as we ask questions and work through the body of the conversation, we might run into roadblocks where someone answers with just one word. Did you have fun at the lake? So the art of asking questions would go, all right, how can I reword this to not just be a one-word answer? Tell me about 3 things you enjoy while at the lake. The water, sun, and the sandwiches. I didn't get much information there, but what kind of sandwiches? Well, they're like a chicken salad sandwich. Oh, really? I love chicken salad sandwiches. Tell me about your recipe. What's in it? Right? So you see where the listener or the one who is asking questions is gathering information, and they're formulating additional follow-up questions to help guide the direction of the conversation to whatever it is they want to talk about. Let's pretend they don't know anything about the lake, nor do they want to talk about the lake, but let's pick up where we left off about sandwiches. What did I say? Chicken salad sandwiches. I love chicken salad sandwiches. Tell me about your recipe. Well, it's got chicken, it's a mayo base, maybe some grapes. Sometimes we throw a little apple in there, almonds, mayo based, and they go off on something else. Now you've shifted the conversation to move into food. Or, man, I love, what kind of apples? My favorite apple are the grannies or the Fiji apples. And you can then guide the conversation or shift it through the art of asking questions and listening to content and of what someone is saying, and shifting it in a question to get them to talk about the new topic that you want. A really great game that you can play is take a communication partner and say, you can only talk in questions. So no statements, whoever makes a statement first. This is really a non-functional, you can't go out into the world and actually have a conversation with pure questions, but it's a really fun game to play, and it helps you practice how to word something into a question to help you become better at the skill in developing the art of asking questions.